Something that I'm constantly, not really constantly, but I'm frequently hearing from Bible study is more so people saying that when things are getting tough, I ignore God and then try to do things alone. And I'm trying to fight an winnable battle with construction. Anyway, I want to explain this more so to everyone in a sense. Sort of using God as an example of just another outside source that can help you. In this way, why don't you ask for help? Why don't you? That is a good question. Well, I feel embarrassed. When I'm asking for help, I'm basically saying that I need help. It's weakness that I'm showing. And the truth is, you're weak. Or I am weak in this case. Not necessarily when I. It's not. I don't think you're weak when you display your weaknesses, but rather when you hide it. When you display your weaknesses, it means that it doesn't, like, if someone attacks it, it won't bring you down. It's strength, in a way. It's taking your weakness and turning it into strength. Another reason is you don't want to trouble other people. The reasoning may be, in essence, I don't want to be selfish. But I'd argue that you already are. Stick with me. But I think you're selfish for not asking for help. Because what you're doing is you're basically saying, I want to do this by myself. This challenge is mine alone. Don't touch it. It's mine. It's my prey. I want it. From that standpoint, you're selfish. You're selfish for taking things on alone. Perhaps you don't believe that you deserve help. You have low self-esteem. You don't think that you're worth the trouble. Well, aren't you arrogant? Aren't you arrogant for thinking that you know what other people think about you? Aren't you assuming? Aren't you arrogant for knowing? For assuming? So how do you ask for help? I think that the biggest part is just realizing why you don't want to, and then acknowledging that. I don't want to ask for help because I don't want to appear weak. I don't think I'm worth it. I find myself thinking that many times. I'm gonna be annoying. And then once really thinking about that, it's like, are these thoughts really true? When I asked for help before, was I met with annoyance? No. I was met with people who were willing to hear me out, people who were willing to help. So that's the first step. After that, I think it's quite easy, really. The hardest part is just acknowledging why you don't want help, or you don't want to ask help. But practically, you'll have friends and people that are in your life that can see the hardship that you're going through, and They will ask you if they can help you with anything, and you'll say no. Even though you want their help. You'll secretly think that they'll ask you again, and maybe that time you'll say yes. But they won't. And even if they will, you'll still say no, hoping that they'll ask once more. People can't read your thoughts. They can't. They can't hear yourself screaming, "Why didn't you ask me one more time? I would have said yes." They can't hear that. So it's up to you. Accept their request. Accept their help. You're not being selfish because they're asking you. You're entertaining their request. You're accepting their request. They're being selfish. And you're being generous. You're giving them something. Just think of it like that. It's much easier to do things alone than to do things with other people. Because if you're alone, you know your own capabilities. You know what you're gonna do. You know all the factors. You can control all the factors. With other people, you can't do that. You can't control another person. That's why I make it so much harder. But the thing is, working with other people is always better than working alone. It always is. I don't know who exactly said this, but a good business is one where you aren't needed. If you can just run off and leave the business for like 3 weeks and it runs fine, that's a good business. You as the head or CEO are not needed. That is good business. For business, it's really hard because you created it. If you're the spearhead, you created it yourself. But outsourcing is the next step. Asking for help will make it better. In that sense, asking help will make you better. Make your life better. Well, for sure, make your life better, but it'll also make you better. Hammering and drilling. Let's go. So, take the next step. Become better by asking for help. And let other people help you.